welcome back to the channel. I am Alan for Harley Allen Presents. Thank you for joining us once again for another unboxing. As you've already seen from the title card, I have had delivered today the IDW Games Batman the Animated Series Shadow of the Bat board game, all in pledge. They paid for this about a year and a half ago. Was starting to think it wasn't ever going to turn up. Thankfully it did. I wasn't expecting it. They didn't send like a tracking number or sort of a notification of shipping or anything like that. So it just sort of randomly turned up along with some other folks that I've seen on the Facebook page, which I'm a part of. The last couple of weeks in Australia and the UK and some in America have arrived as well. So I'm going to crack into this. I'm going to break this open. It's pretty heavy. So I'm going to open the box, pull out all the individual bits, and I'm going to pop them on a chair that's sort of just beside me here. And then crack into it like normal. I haven't got a multi-camera setup today because I haven't got the functionality for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this as if there was a multi-camera setup, and then I'm going to put in other clips of the models and that basically as cutaways in post-edit. Okay. Nice bit of blank cardboard, thanks, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut my head off this one because it's quite tall. Get my hands in there to get the box out, that'd be nice. Okay, first up we've got, pretty heavy, fair play. The core game, Shadow of the Bat. This wasn't what the original artwork was going to look like. This is more based on the I think the DVD cover, or the poster for it. It was originally going to be sort of a hand paint, all the different characters on there. Then I can't remember if it was IDW or DC themselves. The original one had the Joker with a gun, and they deemed it might be too violent and too much of a influence on youngsters, as it were. So they changed it to a different piece of artwork, which everyone hated. It looked a bit too PG, a bit too childlike. So they decided then to run with the classic sort of, everyone knows this sort of look of the Batman from the animated series. So that's what they went with. So that's the core game there. Then we've got... just trying to figure out which way to pull these out. Arkham Asylum expansion. So obviously this is an expansion for this core game. You can't play this without this. You can play this without this, but this has a lot more to it. So we'll get into that. We're doing the unboxing itself when we get to that stage of this particular video. Then we've got another big box, stretch goals and exclusives. So this should be all the different characters. So you can see a lot of the characters on there that are going to be included in this box. Etrigan, you've got Bullock, the mother superhero, his name's escaping me, Ra's al Ghul, the Red Claw, a lot, Supergirl's in there, Grey Ghost's in there. There's a lot of different things in this one. Again, we'll crack fully into this as I unbox it in a few moments. And then we've got the all-in big box. I'm just going to check this down here. So, I believe these are like the smaller boxes for the Turtles. So if you've seen the previous Turtles unboxing video, there was 3 smaller size boxes, maybe sort of to there, quite thin boxes, but they had extra figures with it. Looks like instead of going down that route, they've put all 5 of them, because there's 5 different things in this one, into the one big box. Bit of a safe space saver, even easy for me to not say. But yeah, this is pretty cool, and it's got the different artwork on the bottom, on the side of the box. But we'll get into that as we're going through. So I'm just going to pop these to the side a second. Rex, oh hello Rex. I think he's wandering off. And then we'll start cracking into these and going through them and showing the different contents of the individual boxes. It really does help with Leanne here, I'll tell you. Unfortunately, she's not here at the moment. Okay. Shadow of the Bat. So we've got: take back the streets of Gotham City from its colourful cast of crazy rogues. Batman the Animated Series Adventure Shadow of the Bat is a scenario-driven game created in IDW's Adventures Universal Game System. Too many S's in that. Each adventure system game is both standalone and compatible with other games in the system. So I could chuck in Turtles characters, into this game and have, like they did the comic crossover, or the few different comic crossovers of Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. you could do that with this as well. So the Turtles games, which you off camera on my left hand side, I could put them into this, and I could do the vice versa. I could put Batman into the Turtles game to fight the different villains from that. So plays Batman and his allies, including the GCPD, to capture Catwoman, throw down with Two-Face, and die laughing with the Joker. This is an all-new entry into the adventure system, features brand new campaigns based on episodes from the animated series that can be played 1v-many, cooperative, and solo in the new Dark Knight mode. Okay. I'm not going to read the component list because that would probably make for a dull video. So let me just very gently cut this cellophane off. This is around, so we might end up making an appearance. Hey kiddo. Nope. He doesn't like rustling plastic and stuff as much. Kind of tends to run away from that. Okay. This is, come on. Okay, right. Okay. Top. So we've got Joker and some gas with a victim. We've got the Riddler on one side, Batman on the other, and we've got Man-Bat and Batgirl on the bottom of the box. Put that there. Okay, so there's a lot of punch outs with this one. I'm not going to go through all the punch outs because that'd be probably droll, but the health markers, that's probably a objective. You've got the different tokens. Again, if you've seen the Turtles games gameplay or unboxing, we've kind of covered a lot of the different tokens of things. Then there's fire, there's knockouts, there's going to be different cars and stuff in there. We will be doing some gameplay of this, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Pull my sleeves up because it's a bit warm with the radiator behind me. So we've got game reference sheet and cooperative mode and the round tracker in here, if I can get into it. Okay. So the round tracker, Joker on one side, Batman on the other. Then we've got game reference sheet. Okay, so there's two of these. So it's like a quick reference, easy, instead of having to try and look through the rulebook all the time. On the back of that, you've got competitive mode. So that would be if you're playing as the villains. Then we've got cooperative mode on this side, along with a terrain guide on the opposite. So there's different kinds of terrain in these games, which means you move slow, you can't pass through, you stop immediately, so forth and so forth. Given the nature of some of the villains in this, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some terrain that would do immediate damage, kind of like acid or something like a toxin of some sort. I haven't really looked into that fully, but we'll get there as we do the gameplay videos. Okay, then we've got the boards. Now, if these are anything as good as the Turtles ones, because they were really well done, these should be stunning, especially based on that super gothic, dark style of the Batman animated series. So yeah, already there's some really nice rich blacks and purples on that. Looks like the inside of some sort of mansion or a house. Then we've got a street with some street lamps on the opposite side of that board. Some sort of parking garage. And then there's a GCPD blimp on that side. I know which episode that is, but I can't remember which one, the name of it off the top of my head. That looks like an alleyway. These are really well printed. The detailing on that. It's some sort of chemical factory with the chemical vats and the sort of walkways, the mesh walkways. That looks amazing. Another variant of a street with some stairs on that one. And that looks like potentially an office. Could be Bruce Wayne's office, maybe. Then we've got some sort of just random square room. That looks like the City Hall Mayor's office, possibly. That could have joined onto the last tile that we showed us through the office, so it could be part of that. That looks like a possibly a bank. Or it could be Wayne Enterprises reception. And then We've got another office. Hello, Rex. Where you got? Where you? Oh no, I hear it. Come here. GCPD. Kind of goes without saying, seeing as the big GCPD printed on the front. That's really cool. And that looks like a rooftop of some sort. Could be the GCPD rooftop. And then we've got another square room with some windows in this one. So that, I would say Arkham, but probably not because the other one's Arkham in the expansion. And then there's a dinosaur skeleton in this one. So that's either an office of some rich bigwig or that's part of a museum, possibly. So yeah, those are all the game tiles. Okay, and oh, that's handy. They've got little grips in there to be able to put your fingers in and grab them out of the tray. So I'm gonna leave that till last because they're the figures. Okay, this is shifted around a little bit. Got a bit of bending on there. Okay, so character boards. So these are the characters you play with, all the stats and so forth, and the dice list on the bottom. In the group, as I previously mentioned on Facebook, I'm not going to go through all these in great detail. On the group, there was a note that one of these were printed incorrectly. Harvey Bullock, and actually it was two. I think it was Nightwing as well. Oh, the bomb tiles, okay. Had incorrect dice listed on them. So unfortunately, nobody's perfect. It does happen. There must be the expansions or the stretch goals. This is a bomb token. So time bombs, so it's got on the back actually. It's quite handy. You got the rules, and there's two of these. Time bombs are 5 wires that must be cut, but only one is correct. They may be cut rather. If a time bomb ever runs out of ticks, it's game over. At the end of each round, the time bomb ticks down. To make matters worse, when an incorrect wire is cut, it also ticks down. So basically, you've got 5 face down tokens there, and I think it's either a tick or a cross. And each one you cut, it's either going to be correct or it's going to just blow up, basically. Which is pretty cool, or lead closer to blowing up, rather. Okay. So then we've got... Okay. The rulebook. That's what the original box artwork should be. So this box here, I'm not sure if the camera catching up, but the box there, that's what the original box was going to look like. So you can see the Joker's got a gun in there. Mr. Freeze is kind of shooting a gun as well. So they kind of felt that might be a bit too misleading for a younger audience, which, yeah, okay, fair enough. But it's Batman and Joker. What's he going to do? Throw custard pies in his face? I mean, probably, yeah, but that's not the point. So as standard fare, we've got the rulebook. Just usual stuff you go through. And then we've got... I can't believe they've done this. Episodes 1 to 5 and episodes 6 to 12. But you can kind of make them overlap to make the big picture, which is pretty cool. I like that. So episodes 1 to 5, let's have a look what we got. Episode 1 on Leather Wings, episode 2 The Cat and the Claw, episode 3 Heart of Ice, episode 4 Joker's Favour, that's a brilliant one, those. Episode 5 Nothing to Fear. So these, that's a cool piece of artwork. Let me show that. That's really cool. I do like that. These are you get flavor text. It tells you what you need to do, and it tells you how to set up the game itself and where to put the miniatures and so forth. So whereas the rulebook tells you how to play, this is the scenarios of how to play the scenarios, or how to set up the scenarios rather, and what the objectives are for each of the scenarios. And then same for 6 through 12. So we've got Two-Face, episode 6, Two-Face, episode 7, What is Reality, episode 8, Blind as a Bat, and then we've got Arcade Battles. Okay. So it looks like there's a lot. Act 1 and Act 2 are Two-Face, Act 3. So it's not just a one map and it's done. It's quite in-depth by the looks of it, which is really cool. Obviously you get the cool artwork for each of the different episodes as well. Yeah, this is really cool. Right. There. Let's get the tokens for the bottom of the characters, the good guy characters. You get an absolute bucket load of dice. much like the Turtles ones. Okay, so we've got the Batman symbol, 1 hit, 2 hits, and then the rest are normal hits. Then we've got the Robin dice, which has a shield, a foot for moving, a Batman symbol, punch, a shield, I think I said the shield, and the batarangs. Just trying to see if there's any other variances. So there's a lot of different colours, which are pretty cool as well. Each sort of goes for different characters and so forth. So yeah, these are really nice, good quality. They feel nice. They're not too heavy, they're not too light. You definitely know there's something there. Some dice, it's not heavy enough. It's like a dice aficionado, yeah. Okay, then as usual, we've got all the cards, which I'm not gonna bore you with right now. It's a lot of cards. So they'll be sleeved. Okay. Let's put these back in here. They do seem to have left a bit of space as well for the dice and that inside the box, which is really nice. Some of these don't leave enough space. Okay, let's crack on to the models. So as I said, I'll be showing these up to the camera, but I will be doing a separate filming and splicing them in to show you a closer. Oh wow, that's quite heavy. So that's some sort of thug or bruiser. That's a good weight on that. That is solid. Jim Gordon. His coat is good. That's really well detailed. Fair play. That's incredible. An innocent bystander, or I guess hostage, could be more appropriate. I think Rags is having a bit of a run around. Okay, so we've got 3 bystanders that I can see so far. We've got 4 of the sort of, let me see if I can find an actual name for them in the book. They would be Crushers. So we've got 4 of the Crushers. Okay, Harvey Two-Face. Oh, wow. That's going to be fun to paint. I still need to start doing the painting. I just haven't had a chance to get around to it. But that is incredible. The detail, you know how small that is, the detailing on the face. That's incredible. You got Penguin. Again, stubby. They're all in sort of scale with each other. So Penguin's considerably shorter than Two-Face, even with his top hat. Again, even sort of Penguin, because he's quite squat but short. You can still feel that good sort of weight to that model. Then we got Batgirl. It's an interesting pose. These ears are quite pointy as well. They're quite sharp. Batman, of course. What would a Batman game be without the Dark Knight? The Caped Crusader, as it were. I have to file down some of the rough plastic on that before painting that. A little bit on the cape. Full square jaw like that. Then we've got Robin. It's hard to tell which version that is from here, but I'm guessing it's the Tim Drake one, but it does look like the back of his head is shaved, but it could just be the stylized of it. I'll have a proper look when I get into the character cards and see what it shows there. Then we've got Montoya with a shotgun. Montoya is always one of the badass, underrated characters. And there's one of my favorites, Mr. Freeze, Victor Freeze. Very, puts the emotion into this show, does Mr. Freeze, I find. Every time you see an episode with him, it's very emotional, very driven by that loss of his wife, or potential loss of his wife. And we've got Scarecrow, which is based on the second iteration of Scarecrow. There was one that looked a bit different to this one. I do love the fear toxin bombs, with the way it's spraying out and then bubbling up as smoke. That's really cool. And we've got Edward Nygma, the Riddler. I always seem to remember him with the question mark on his cane, but I don't think he did in the animated series. But that's really cool. Then we've got the Clown Prince of Crime, the Joker, voiced by none other than Mark Hamill of Star Wars fame. Blew my mind when I found out that was him. But that's really cool. It doesn't want to go back in quite as snugly. There we go. Oh, Isis. So Catwoman's obviously in this somewhere. But then we've got Isis, which is the cat. That is tiny. The pointed ears make it look like some sort of devil or something. And what would Joker be without his Harley Quinn? A very perky Harley Quinn, apparently. Interesting sneer on the face as well. That's pretty cool. Then we've got Bullock. Good old Bullock. I don't know if some of the fingers are sticking downwards. That's really cool. This is such a dangerous thing to try and sculpt, but they've done it really well. Oh, there we go. Speaking of Catwoman, there she is. That's a cracking whip as well. Pun intended. Yeah, it's a really cool whip. It's a licorice whip. Yeah. Which way does that go back in? That way? I'm not entirely certain which way she's supposed to go back in. I think it's that way. Then we've got some, where are we? Enforcers. So 1, 2, 3, 6 of these guys. So they're kind of like the Crushers, but a smaller version. If I put a side-by-side comparison, they are a fair bit smaller. So more like your standard goons as opposed to a hired muscle, as it were. Then we've got another bystander. Got all sort of nerdy looking. Use your cardigan and you're carrying, is that a briefcase? Looks like a briefcase of some sort. 3 of those. Then we've got your hired guns with your classic 40s style looking Tommy gun. It looks like a cigarette or possibly a cigar hanging from his mouth. Guess you could do both. And there's 6 of those. And then there is 2 standard beat cops. So you're quite reluctant there, but I don't know if that's just the awkwardness of holding the gun the way he's holding it. It's pretty cool either way. So I've got 2 of those. Okay. Pop these back in here. Oh, so the inner box has different artwork on it. So, Catwoman, Penguin, Thug guys, and oh, I missed a model. I was leaving that to last. I completely forgot about it. Man-Bat. That is one heck of a wingspan. That is really cool. I like that. Kirk Langstrom. Amazing. Okay, so I'll pop these back in here and then we'll crack into the expansions next. I'm really happy with this so far. I will be planning on playing this and recording some playthrough at some point soon, I hope. We have been wanting to do more Horizon and Resident Evil and some other stuff, Nemesis and Turtles. Just haven't had time. Just everything just seems to be all over the place at the moment, especially with Christmas coming up as well. Just gets a bit too much. We just find we don't have the time for it. Okay, so this is the Arkham Asylum expansion. It's time for tea with the inmates of Arkham Asylum as they traumatize Batman and his allies. Batman the Animated Series Adventures in Arkham Asylum is a thrilling expansion to Batman the Animated Series Adventures Shadow of the Bat. Work together to stare down Scarface, get tangled up with Poison Ivy, and kneel before Maxi Zeus. Packed full with more campaigns based on episodes from the acclaimed animated series and the inclusion of all new Clayface even traitor mode to test the Bat family. Arkham Asylum is sure to drive you mad as a hatter. That's really cool. So it's a bit thinner than the other box, the core box, obviously, because it's just an expansion. But again, we've got the front artwork, which is fantastic. I love that artwork. Then we've got Bullock and the Mad Hatter on that side. We've got Poison Ivy on this side. We've got Clayface and Robin on that side. And then on the top, we've got Batgirl on one of Poison Ivy's plants. A giant Venus flytrap. Okay, so standard fanfare. We've got Arkham Asylum episode guide. So let's have a look what we got. Pretty Poison, Feet of Clay, Mad as a Hatter, and a bunch of arcade battles as well. I'm not sure what the arcade battles are. They could be generic adventures, possibly. Not necessarily based on episodes of the TV series. But then it does show Maxi Zeus here, so would it be... Yeah, that just looks like standard thugs. Kidnap people, early release, program 1, act 2. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, all these look like they're just sort of random thugs. So these are not based on the episodes per se. Okay. Got your punch outs. Some sort of toxins, like one of Poison Ivy's experiments. There's cars. Looks like there's filing cabinets, I guess, for getting information. There's a dumpster, there's a sign. Your standards, looks like there's fire tokens, there's Mad Hatter tokens. So this is all your sort of standard fanfare punch out stuff. Then we've got it's going to be a bit more difficult to slide more, so I'm going to pull these ones off this way. Yeah. So we've got some more new board excuse me, some more boards. So we've got, I'm guessing that's part of a lobby or possibly somewhere where Poison Ivy is, but then there's not enough plants for Poison Ivy, really, is it? That's really well done. The way the colour just fades into each other is really beautiful. And we've got, I'm guessing that's the reception area for the asylum itself. Then we've got another continuation, by the looks of it, of this one. So I'm guessing that would go something like that effect to make up the full map. Then we've got the cells of Arkham, which is pretty cool. You see the bedding. That's really cool. That looks like a TV studio of some sort. And then possibly a roof. I guess that could be a roof, or it could be an underground. It looks like there might be water on the top and bottom parts of that top. That looks like another, yeah, that's a TV station. So that looks like that's where all the angles are switched from and so forth and controlled in the TV station room. And then the other part to the previous one that looks like it could have been the roof. So again, really well printed tiles. Just the color blending on that is phenomenal. I love that. Okay. This one doesn't have finger holes to pull it out. Okay. Pull the top off. Is it sellotape on? What's going on here? Okay. Right. So, again, as always, big lump of cards. 109 apparently. Yeah, big chunk of cards on that one. Identity, who are you? So that must be the Clayface mode. I don't know anything about that just yet, but we'll get to that at some point. So again, we've got the character cards itself. Killer Plant, Clayface. Again, I'm not going to flip through those because that's probably not going to be that interesting. Okay. So, we've got Clock King. It's a shame they didn't or weren't able to get the bottom piece of this sword thing here as what's the word for, not transparent, like cut out, because that kind of looks like it's one piece and the hand's kind of melting into it. It's a shame about that, but it's a small gripe. I do like the fact he's got the pocket watch open in his left hand as well. That's really cool. Then we've got Poison Ivy with her like crossbow on a forearm attachment, which is pretty cool. And we've got two of these killer plants with giant Venus flytraps. That's cool. Oops. And then we've got two hyenas. Lou and I can't remember the name of the second one off the top of my head. I'm just going to consult the book. Bud and Lou. So they're the hyenas that Harley Quinn has as pets. Oops. Butterfingers today, apparently. Okay, then we've got Hugo Strange. His forehead looks a bit odd, but that could just be the way that it is. It looks a bit... I think it's the angle he's holding his head at, actually. Looks like it's indented. Looks a bit odd. Okay, there's three of the Venus flytrap things. Okay, baby doll. She was crazy. I loved that episode. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, I'm not going to leave the big one to last this time because I forgot last time. Oh, that's a hell of a way to that. Clayface. With his one hand's the axe. One hand's like a, I guess like a spiked mace. I'm not quite sure what you would call that. That's really cool. Then we've got Lockup, the hero vigilante who wanted to try and help Batman, but kind of took it a bit too far. Ended up getting locked up himself. And we've got Scarface and the ventriloquist. The detail on Scarface looks amazing, fair play. For something so small. Phenomenal. Then we've got Maxi Zeus, deluded man who thought he was the god Zeus. Yeah. Then we've got Killer Croc. Interesting inclusion of the massive rock above his head. But yeah, this looks pretty cool. It's quite a dynamic pose. It's quite nice. Makes his ribcage look weird though. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Really enjoyed the episode where he joined the carnival folk. And you kind of see him kind of almost turn back to the right side. And then we have Mad Hatter Jervis Tetch. The hat does have the little card slip in it. Painting the numbers on that would be an absolute nightmare, I think. But again, that's a quality sculpt. I really like that. And that's it for the models in this one. Okay, so pop this back on there. So again, the is that back in? No, it doesn't. So the bottom box again has different prints on the sides. We've got Clayface on that side. We've got Jervis Tetch and Hugo Strange. We've got Killer Croc. And we've got Poison Ivy on one of her killer plants with aforementioned crossbow attachment on her forearm. Let's put them in. I think they were there. And then there was these. And then there was these. Okay. So that was the Arkham Asylum expansion. Next up, this is probably going to be one of the ones with the most models. Stretch goals and exclusives. There's no flavor text on this one. Literally just says, with room for all the Kickstarter stretch goals. That's pretty much all I got. That. Okay. So again, we've got Talia and some members of the League of Assassins. And we've got Supergirl. We've got Ra's al Ghul. And then we've got Robin, and I can't remember her name, but that was Thorne's assistant. She might be in the models, I'm not sure if she is. Okay, and I got a models list here. Is it a models list? Or it's a tray reference. It's not a list, it's a tray reference. Okay, so the episode guide. Okay. So in this particular episode guide, looks like we've got 23 episodes. So we've got Prelude to Two-Face, The Demon's Quest, Make 'Em Laugh, Harley and Ivy, and Girls' Night Out. So it's pretty cool they've included Prelude to Two-Face, because you can kind of play through, and it has, again, the flavor text and whatnot. And it's got some pretty nice artwork, giving a sort of outline of what's going on in the story. Really nice. It's got some behind the scenes or making of the kind of artwork and stuff. That's really nice. And model close up. Look, I guess they're 3D renders actually. They look more like 3D renders than photographs. Okay, more punch outs. Guessing they're health trackers of some sort. Yeah, they're going to be health trackers. So they got Batman health tracker, which is actually quite cool. So having multiple little hearts things all around the place, you just get a dial and you turn it down or up, depending on which way you're going, I guess. Okay. More tiles, more board tiles. If I can get into them. That is. Don't make it easy. There it goes. Right. So that's the top of the GCPD because it's got the bat signal. That could be, yeah, it's the bat. That's got to be the bat cave because there's a bunch of little batarangs and different grapple guns and stuff on the wall there. Another street, it's like an intersection on this one though. And then on the other side, there's another part of the bat cave with the giant coin. A little bit scuffed, that's a pain. Okay, that's fine. The giant coin, which is really cool. That looks like a rundown apartment or something to that effect. It's kind of hard to tell now, actually. It looks like there's cars on the outside, but this is very much a sofa with a table, but it looks very dilapidated. And there's these grills as well. That's a Lazarus Pit. That's from Demon's Quest. Recognize that. We've got some sort of, again, apartment with some tools on a table. And then the opposite side is a cave. I'm guessing that's the other part of the Demon Quest. There's a cave with a chair, like a seat in the middle of it. That looks like an end of an alleyway or something to that sort of. Or that could be the end of the alleyway, and that's the roof. The blue might state that it's a higher terrain, or higher elevation rather. That's another office building. That could be Rupert Thorne's pad, as it were. As could this. This looks very much like something like a Rupert Thorne kind of apartment. And then another street on the opposite side, but it's the corner this time. So quite a few different variations on the street. So that could be pretty cool. Let's see how they sort of impact things. Aha, okay. So we've got more plastic rings for the base of the characters. We've got more dice. So they're just different colours. Yeah, it's just the same different colours. We've got the little plastic rings for the health trackers. We've got another buttload of cards. We've got 171 cards here apparently. We've got the character boards as usual. This is the one that's wrong with Harvey Bullock, Detective Bullock. One of the dice is pictured incorrectly, unfortunately. I said it is what it is. It's one of those things. You can't get everything right all the time. And then we've got these quite nifty board trays. So you put the cards there. So that would fit in there. Much like the Turtles ones. And when you roll your dice, when they've actioned, you push them up instead of putting markers on them. Much like the Turtles one. I really like them ones from the Turtles. That was really cool. Okay, on to the models. I don't know why I put it back in there for. Okay, so we've got, oops, oh, it's really difficult to pull out. Some sort of bear. That's a big lump of a boy. The claws look really cool on that. I do like the stylized artwork of this. We've got, I think that's a lioness. And we've got, I'm gonna grab the book for this one. Oh no, they won't tell me. Okay, it's just got the tray reference, but it doesn't say what each of the models are. Okay, so it looks like there might be an alternate sculpt for the police officers. I quite like this sculpt. I think I prefer this one to the other one. Looks a bit more authoritative. And that looks like another thug. So it looks like I've got 3 of those. Then we've got Supergirl. Oh, the S on the chest just about sort of stands out. It's hard to, because it's all one colour, it does make it a bit difficult to see, but once that's painted, that's going to stand out really well. I can't remember the name of some of these characters now. So there's Pack Rat. It was an underrated episode. I can't remember the name of the episode, but that was a really underrated one. I really enjoyed that one. Ra's al Ghul. Oh, that sword looks badass. Ra's al Ghul is always underrated. I think he's a fantastic character. Condiment King. His wife, that's just ridiculous. And we've got, looks like again another different sculpt for the hired thug Chappie. We've got two of those. Yeah. Red Claw is a fun fact if you don't know already. Red Claw voiced by I can't remember the name of the actress. Kate Mulgrew, who is known for being Captain Janeway in Star Trek Voyager. That's Rupert Thorne's receptionist, whose name eludes me. I will find it and I will put it in the list as this is shut up on screen. Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. Guy with a Tommy gun with a flat top. I think that could just be a generic, but there's only one of him. Okay. Can't remember who this guy is. But there's only one of him, so he must mean something. No, that's not that. Etrigan the Demon. Again, another underrated character. I really enjoy this character. Not just in Batman animated series, but in the books as well. Good old Alfred. Can't have a Batman game without Alfred. Gotta press those trousers are. Those lines are slick. Zatanna. the puff. Oh, excuse me, the puff of the magic smoke out of the hat, as it were. Kind of like Scarecrow earlier with the fear gas or toxin. Where did she go in? Oh, okay, right. It's live wire. Sure, the electricity really does that justice, but once it's painted, it might pop a lot better. That's not a bad sculpt, though. I do quite like that. Mighty Mom, I believe, was the name of this one. It was a broom. The spatula. Can't make out what that one was on the front, but yeah, that's cool. Another hired gun sculpt. Again, this one seems quite more dynamic, but the problem is for me that is a bit too close. If I pull out that chap, have it here. It's very similar to the police officer one. It's a bit of a shame, but it's a nice pose. It is a good pose. Very authoritative. The baggy trousers as well. Then we've got Grey Ghost, who in the animated series is voiced by Adam West of Batman fame from the 1966 live action series. And then we've got 6 League of Assassin Ninja. I guess they'd be called Ninja? Or Assassins, rather. Not Ninja, Assassins. League of Assassins. Assassins! And then last up in this box is Rupert Thorne. I can't tell if that's a plastic marking or if that's a ring on his finger. I think it's a ring, actually. Let's look up some reference photos for that one. That's pretty cool. Very Kingpin-esque from Marvel. Cool. So that was the Kickstarter exclusives box. So I'll pop these back in here. We'll do the usual look at the artwork on the bottom, and then we'll skip on to the last box. That one, that, like that? Yeah. Okay, so we've got, what we've got on the side? Zatanna and Etrigan. Then we've got Red Claw and one of the lions, or lionesses. Bullock and a League of Assassin, like Bullock's on everything. And then Raish and Talia Al Ghul, daughter and father. Okay. Slide this one over this side. And then we're on the last box, the all-in big box. So yeah, I think this is 5 mini expansions almost, I think. I was a late pledger, so I didn't follow the Kickstarter live. So I'm very fortunate to have gotten this. I can't remember what was in it altogether. Okay, so start off with this. So we've got the box artwork. On the top, we've got Batwoman and Bane. Then we've got Nightwing. Then we've got Batman and the Phantasm. And then we've got New Style Robin. Wasn't Tim Drake? Was it Tim Drake? Yes, Tim Drake. So Dick Grayson would be the first Bat Robin that we saw in the video earlier. So that was Tim Drake. So again, we've got like a miniature tray reference, but it doesn't list the individual, characters and who they are. But we do have in this one, Villain Upgrade Pack episode guide. So it's right. So it looks like it's from the smaller boxes, which is totally fine. So we've got Almost Got Him is the episode for this one. Almost Got Him. Then we've got I think that's just an extra characters pack. So this one has 4 different characters with it. Then we've got Mask of the Phantasm, which was the movie that released after the end of the series itself. So there's 2 models in this one. It's called Phantasm is the name of the episode. And then Mystery of the Batwoman. I believe that was the second movie, and then there was one to do with Sub-Zero. I think Mr. Freeze. I think it was called Sub-Zero, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so that was called Mystery of the Batwoman. Okay, and that's where he's going to come into this. That's a very interesting choice of episode for the look of that particular character. Okay, so another buttload more dice. The purple ones look really nice. Bit of impact trauma on the insert, but what you're going to do is come from China, so 259 cards. I'll have some fun sleeving all this lot, I'll tell you what. Hope they fit the sleeves. Look like they should do. Whoa, that's a lot of cards. Oh, more cards. 32 on that one. All these are character cards to play different characters. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. And then we've got, I'm going to start from the bottom on this one. So, the Duplicant, in which Batman was a robot created by a supercomputer. I forget the episode name and I forget the name of the computer, but I can visually picture it in my head. That's a pretty cool episode as well. And we've got Firefly. Those wings, they're transporting that with those wings is a nightmare. Fair play, they've done a good job with this. Nightwing. It's a nice mullet he's got going on there. Fair play. Good job, Dick. And we've got Phantasm. It's really cool. I love the mask on it. It's very reminiscent of Mick Thompson from Slipknot. Well, the other way around, he might have taken inspiration from this. New Style Robin. That mask is very pronounced. And the hair is very quiffy. It's very Elvis. Then we've got Batwoman. Got some sprues on that that will need to be cleaned up. And we've got Calendar Girl. That's a very, very short skirt. Well, dress, I guess. Then we've got Bruce Wayne. Surprised to see that they put a Bruce Wayne figure in, but then I don't know, he does hold his own when he's as Bruce Wayne as well, I guess. So I guess it does make sense. There's a nasty sprue on that that's going to need to be trimmed off. And then last, but certainly by no means least, Bane. The man who broke the bat. Amazing. Okay, so that is about it for that. So I'll wrap this up here and put this back in here. Oh, I'm going to do the box actually, before I forget. So on this side we've got Bane. We've got Batwoman and Bruce Wayne on that side. Just pull that down, there we go. Then we've got Calendar Girl and the Phantasm. And then we've got Robin and Nightwing, Dick Grayson and Tim Drake. Okay, so that was the unboxing for this. I will look at trying to schedule some time to play this at some point soon, fingers crossed, to be able to show you guys what it's like. But it's very much like the Turtles one. I can't remember at this point if we've uploaded any Turtles gameplay, or no, I don't think we have. So we might do that first before showing the Batman. We might do the Batman first because it is more relevant to current board game standards. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of this. I'm going to enjoy playing this. I've loved the Batman animated series since I was small. It's one of the best animated series ever, basically. But yeah, did you get this? Are you planning to pick it up at retail? Some of these things will be available at retail, some of them won't be. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who's your favorite villain? What was your favorite episode? Who's your favorite hero? Who do you think's underrated? Start the conversation down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, subscribe and hit that bell. Make sure you know when we upload new videos and new content. Be the first 4 people to sort of in the forefront for watching these videos that we put out. And as always, we thank everyone who watches these, and we thank everyone who subscribes to our channel. We hope to see you soon, and we will see you in a gameplay video of this, hopefully soon. I think we have got something else coming up before that, but I'm not going to say anything more about that just yet. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.